another yellow wind has punched a hole in the nighttime mist. I climb through the window and down to the street. I'm shining like a new dime. The downtown trains are full of all them Brooklyn girls. It's so hard to break out of their little world. You wave your hand and they scatter like crows. They have nothing that'll ever capture your heart. They're just thorns without the rose. Be careful out there in the dark. Oh, if I was the one you chose to be your own one, oh baby, can't you hear me now? Can't you hear me now? Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? Every night is just the same on a downtown train. I know your window and I know it's late. I know your stairs and your doorway. I'll walk down your street and past your gate. I stand by the light of the four-way. You watch them as they fall. Oh, baby, you're having them heart attacks. They stare at the corner. They'll never win you back. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? Every night is just the same. You leave me lonely. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? All my dreams fall like rain on a downtown train. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? Every night is just the same. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? All my dreams fall like rain on a downtown train. On a downtown train. All my dreams fall like rain on a downtown train.
My man Rod Stewart on a downtown train. Hey, there we go. Welcome to the show. It is your one and only Jay St. John, and I'm trying to think of a name. This is the Laredo Citizens Good Government, but I want something more catchy, you know, like welcome to chat. No, that's not any good. Some catchy name. Anyway, lots to do on the program today. Talking about the Conseco House. What a in-your-face ripoff for the taxpayers. And we'll be talking a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has come up with some interesting observation. And Harvey Weinstein, we'll be talking a little bit about him and all the money that he's contributed over the last few years to Democrats run for office. Everybody knew who this guy was or what he did. And nobody bothered to say anything or stop. Maybe talk to him about it and say, maybe you shouldn't be doing these kind of things. Even though Donna Karan, who is a fashion designer, she told a reporter, we have to look at ourselves and question how women are presenting themselves and their sexuality. So he has found someone to prop him up, it looks like. It's not his fault. It's the way the women are asking for it. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. All right. 441-1040 is our telephone number if you'd like to call in. 702, about 85. No rain in the forecast. Todd Rundgren.
All I did was give the guy a finger, and he jumped in his car and took a physical response.
Why would you even go out of your way to do that?
Because I'm angry about this election, sir. Because people like him are... Because he was standing there. I gave him the finger. I said nothing.
I mean, if you're doing, what's to stop you from hitting someone?
Why would? Because I am a 5 foot tall, 104 pound woman, and I would not.
Emotions take the benefit of you.
What's wrong with that?
Just move on.
Move on. There is a racist, xenophobic maniac running for president, and that is supporting him. And if I give him the finger,
I'm going to get into a
political
argument with you.
I'm not asking you to. My point is that I silently protested something I did not agree with, and he acted in a violent.
You went out.
This is a protest.
You went out of your way to cause physical action.
No, I didn't, because I did not think that he was going to get in his car and follow me. I didn't get out of my car. Okay. I didn't turn my car off. If you want to give me my...
What you need to do is stay away from him. Don't drive by his residence anymore.
Well, I don't have a choice. I have to drive by his residence to get my son.
I'm going to tell you what. He's got cameras outside of his house.
Because he knows he's a threat.
Listen, I'm just telling you.
Yeah?
If he decides to report in and has repeated incidences of you driving by his property and doing these gestures, or worse yet, actually threatening someone or saying
I don't believe you're going to protect a guy who chased me.
You please let me talk.
Know this. Know this. Women are going to stop this.
You cannot repeatedly go after someone because you're political.
I haven't gone after him. I gave him the finger one time. Okay. And if he's too much of a pussy to be able to accept that from a woman, that's his problem.
Here's your license.
Thank you very much. Okay. You can tell him if he ever does any threatening behavior again, I will press charges.
I would recommend that you just drive on next time, okay?
You know what? It's my right as an American.
I agree that it's right.
It's my right. I silently protested. I safety. I say because men have the right to threaten women.
I would recommend that you don't start fights.
I didn't start a fight. I gave a man a finger who was standing in his driveway while I was driving by. Okay, that started a fight. I'm a shit starter. That's me. I'm moving on now. That's your police work there's your tax dollars at work right there. Okay? Men will always have the upper hand on women in the country until we elect a woman who shatters the glass ceiling. Okay? So that's what happened. I want everybody to share this with everybody that you can. I certainly will. That motherfucker, I'm not allowed to drive my house because I gave him a finger. That's your GOP nominee. That's the pussy who wants to run our country. We will not let that happen. Dublin, out.
Laredo Citizens for Good Government with J.C. John.
Wow. How'd you like to have that one to come home to every day?
Who draws the crowd and plays loud, baby? It's the guitar man. Who's gonna steal the show? You know, baby, it's the guitar man. He can make you love, he can make you cry. He will bring you down and he'll get you high. Something keeps him going miles and miles a day to find another place to play. Night after night, who treats you right, baby? It's the guitar man. Who's on the radio? You go listen to the guitar man. Then he comes to town and you see his face, and you think you might like to take his place. Something keeps him drifting miles and miles away, searching for the songs to play. Then you listen to the music and you like to sing along. You want to get the meaning out of each and every song. You find yourself a message and some words to call your own and take them home. He can make you love, he can get you high. seems to know what it is that makes them go. Then the lights begin to flicker and the sound is getting dim. The voice begins to falter and the crowd's getting thin. But he never seems to notice he's just got to find another place to play.
South Texas Radio Network, Jay St. John, 441-1040 is our number. I think I said that wrong earlier, but it's 956-441-1040. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. It's 12 minutes after 7. I was wondering why the phone rang maybe 3 times since I've been here, usually like almost nonstop. If you have something worthy to talk about, I'll be more than happy to put you on the air if you want, but that's not normally what happens around here because of all the apathy in Laredo, and rightfully so. What do you think about, did you see the story that I posted on Facebook? The city of Laredo is taking on a restoration project of a 1925 French chateau in central Laredo, otherwise known as the Conseco House, which is basically an old 1925, and it has no electricity, it has no plumbing. The whole electrical has to be redone. The whole plumbing of the house has to be done. Everything that could be wrong with the house is wrong with the house. What it is, it's just a big pile of bricks that is basically still holding together. And somebody, the city councilman, thinks it's a place that should be preserved. Alex Perez and the owner. So back in June of 2011, when this whole thing first started, and I first started talking about it, Mr. George Beckelheimer gave a presentation to the city council about a house built in 1925 by his great-grandfather. The home was built in the French chateau style. Chateau. Is that chateau? I'm not French. Chateau style property that takes up about a half a block on Chihuahua Street, right across from over there. Well, Mr. Conseco died in his 40s, and here we have a family wanting to preserve the house. Well, why don't you preserve the house then? Why don't you use your own money if you want it preserved? Why are you asking the city of Laredo? Could anybody else do that? I'm wondering. Can anybody else do that? Alex Perez, the infamous sign stealer out of people's yards, District 3, had heard that Beckelheimer was considering donating the house. And here's where I came into play. The council back then supported 5-0 that the city would enter into a contract with Beckelheimer to rent the house for $1 a year with the intention of restoring it to its original grandeur. Then the home would be donated to the city. Well, that's putting the horse before or the cart before the horse, in a sense. So you want to, you want the city to spend all the money to restore the house, but they don't own it. And then once they restore it, you're going to give the city of Laredo a house. Well, that's kind of like can't be done. That's not even legal. So what if the guy wanted to drop out? Well, it never happened anyway. The city can't restore the house if it's not theirs. Duh. But the council didn't know that. They just voted for it anyway. Because that's what kind of knuckleheads you have there in charge. Now here's the Genius Yard sign thief, Alex Perez, proposing the city purchase the house for $450,000. Please note this house is appraised for around $200,000 by the Webb County Appraisal District. But Alex, oh, no, it's not a residential house. It's a house. No, it's a commercial piece of property. Well, then don't call it a house. Perez explained that the price tag was a residential appraisal, and when the building was examined for commercial use, the appraisal was $606,000. The purchase price, which we paid $450,000 for, he thought was a very good investment, like he knows anything about investments. He ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Alex Perez. What do you want at? I think someone needs to take over the property, Perez says. I'll give you an example. We invested about $500,000 in the Market tennis courts. All of a sudden, because of the tennis courts, I guess, houses around there, the abandoned ones, started getting purchased. It's like a domino effect. We need to reinvest in the Heights area. What are you going to do with a house in the Heights area? It's off the beaten path. There's nobody, tourists that are going to go there and look at the house. It's not in a touristy location. Mr. Alex Perez said only the city can take it over and make the investment. Really? You know what, Alex? If I wanted to buy it, I could take it over. Did you know that? If I had the money, I could buy it. I might have the money, but I would never buy something that looked like that. That's going to cost well over $1 million to get it back in shape. Using somebody else's money, the taxpayers' money. Anyway, Perez said only the city could take it over and make this investment, and that the property could be used for something associated with the arts. What? Such as a museum or a coffee shop. I didn't know a coffee shop was associated with the arts, did you? Rather than hand over the building, Becklerheimer decided to sell it to the city as is. No kidding. Man, I would take that money, $450,000, and I'd run like a thief in the night. But there's an ulterior motive, which I'm fixing to get to. Becklerheimer cited it was a planned business decision, since he thinks the house is highly desirable commercial center for the city. This house off of Chihuahua Street. The $565,000 commercial appraisal is fair market value, he said, and he suspects it's still undersold by hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're delusional. You're totally delusional. It's just a big, that's minded. If it was a historical, like maybe see it and tour. No problem. It's like being the VA museum that they're talking about. We're in North Park. It's off the beaten path. Nobody's going to go but us. That just happens to be there in the park one day. Oh, there, look there. There's a VA center. Let's see. What do you think about it? So he said the reason why I sold it for $450,000 is because, the thing has kind of been drug out, and it's in the best interest of the city of Laredo and the citizens, and nothing. It's not in the best interest of me, though. Of course not. 700. Oh my God. Some say 700, over $700,000. Regardless, Mr. Heimer said he is happy to see that the city has cleared the lot, got all the weeds out, got all the trash out, cleared the lot, and that property is no longer being vandalized. Well, isn't that nice? I'm just happy that it can be seen from the street clearly. Well, yeah, I saw it yesterday. I went over there. Oh my God! I didn't go there on purpose. I just happened to be over there on that side of town. And he thinks the whole of the city, and I quote, is very excited to be going to be restored. As it stands now, the Consiglio House is still a major work in progress. Windows framed with a line of stone, half circles, are filled with, actually they have plywood all over the place. Blades of grass and vines are actually forcing their way through all the cracks in the front stairs and the porch area, and it's a nightmare. I think it's haunted, too. Over 2015 and 2016, Perez allocated a total of $782,595 of his district's priority funds. Can you imagine all your discretionary funds going to that one house in your district? Just out. Pay for the home's renovation. More than $100,000 has already been spent to address its most urgent needs: the leaky roof, the asbestos, the lead-based paint, and the window frames in particular were infested with lead. I mean, this is a biohazard. You got to tear this thing down one brick at a time, just to make it safer around there. It's a 3-story building totaling out 35 to 4,000 square feet. I don't know which one. They say between 35 and 4,000. Which one is it? It has no electricity, it has no plumbing. There is no plumbing for sewer systems either. Right now, the house needs at least $600,000 to take care of these issues. The real price tag in 2017 is estimated to be easily over $1.5 million. How many contractors out there, and their subcontractors will be sticking their fork into this nice big pie? So in order to keep costs down, it says here, the city will have to act as a general contractor for the building. Oh boy, I can see that happening. And they will be bidding out individual trades like electrical, plumbing, painting, all that stuff. Yeah, I bet. I wonder who's going to be in line for the bidding. I don't know if they know Alex Perez or any other of the city council people that voted for this nightmare. Is this what the city of Laredo does? Is it we get a real estate business and then we get the remodeling business? Everything that the city of Laredo has ever touched that should be of a private venture, it turned into a nightmare. I don't know if you've noticed. Once complete, the city plans to use the Consiglio House as a general public space and its grounds as a community garden. The garden will likely be up and running before the house is open to the public. Perez said the projected completion date for the Conseco house is February. Okay, February, really? Let's see, it's October, November, December, January, February. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So anyway, here's $1.5 million house that's 100 years, almost 100 years old, 90 years old, 1925, 91, 92 years old, that we picked up for a mere $150,000, and we're going to turn it into a coffee shop in a garden. You know, back when this was first talked about, I said, you know, if you want to pick the house, I'm totally against that. I'm totally against the city or any municipality buying private real estate. I said, if the family wants to keep the house, let them pay for it, or donate the house to the city of Laredo and let the citizens around the neighborhood make it a community project. Everybody come together, because I guarantee you the people of Laredo in that neighborhood can certainly go over there and rake up all the trash, till the soil, and put a garden in. And then you would have all these voluntary people that are in the business of air conditioning or electrical or plumbing, whatever, and have them volunteer their time to go over there every now and then and start working on the house. It take a year or two, but that's what I call a community project. It's where the whole community comes together as one and does something wonderful, instead of taking the money out of the bank from the taxpayers. Our property taxes are already the third highest in the state of Texas, ladies and gentlemen. And why? You think we would have, if you were the third highest in the state of Texas, you think that you would have all these different quality of life issues made it worthwhile, but we don't. So we'll be, the Laredo Citizens Good Government will be watching this project very closely. Of course, you know, just another way to, as far as I'm concerned, it's just another way for corruption to open its, or rear its ugly head. All right, we have a telephone number here, 441-1040. Oh, I have good news. Oh, cough there, excuse me. Looks like we'll be getting the Apple app by the end of the week. I got an email from them yesterday saying I've been approved and all this other good stuff, and all I have to do is send them the artwork and get the developer to finalize the app. The app's going to be really nice. It's going to have a lot of stuff on it. It's not going to be just a regular app that you push and boom, here's the radio station. It's going to have a lot of stuff on their website. It's going to have news, traffic, all that stuff. So we're trying to do this thing right. We're trying to actually really make a real radio station out of the internet. I don't know. I put a lot of money into this thing. I don't know if it's going to work. A lot of money to me, $25,000, somewhere around there. So I don't know if this thing is going to work, but I'm going to give it a year, and hopefully, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Once everybody gets the word, I start advertising. But our takeoff date is for the term elections, which, starting January the 1st, we'll start interviewing people and taking on sponsors. Even though I do have a few sponsors right now, I have one for Critter Care, and I'm not taking any money for Critter Care. I just love Sandra Lydecker, and I love animals, and so I want to do everything I can for her business. She's done a lot for this business over the years. And then we have, of course, our landlord here, who is North Point, who is leasing out a lot of these office buildings, or office space, I should say, for very, very good prices, by the way, electricity included. Well, let me just... you want me to do that? Okay. Let's continue on. let me take a short break. I want to take a short break. Well, I'll take a short break. 441-1040 is the telephone number. It is Jason John, and this is the LCG. And by the way, Aaron, if you're listening, I do not have my telephone this morning. I got it. Send me text messages. You can email me, though.
Been walking behind
Echoes Radio Network. I don't know so good at that. But I'm here. 7:37 is our time. 85 will be our high today. Absolutely no rain. And I see we already 26 shares of the show, which is very encouraging. We are on Facebook right now, the Radio Citizens for Good Government. If you'd like to listen to the program, we are streaming live. We're streaming live on YouTube, and I think we're streaming live on Periscope. I'm not sure if we're up and running on that. As I said before, we will have, we will have the Apple app for you by Friday, hopefully. And so if my producer is listening, he could text me because I don't have my phone this morning. Good morning to everybody out there. I agree with Mr. Vidiel. It's very easy to spend somebody else's money. I just can't believe that this is so obvious in your face with this house. We have a budget shortfall. We're having to raise taxes on things like the bus fares for the elderly and the handicapped. We had to double the fares on those people that are on fixed income. And then they came out with this $3 road maintenance fee. What the hell is that? It's not a fee, it's a tax. They just came out with that last week. They'll just tack that onto your tax bill for your property tax bill. I mean, these people are just never ending, raking in the money and then spending it on bullshit like this. Excuse my French. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And they have no idea. Here we have poor Mr. Carranco. City of Laredo, I thought they were going to give him till like March to get this old Mercy Hospital straightened out. But now the city of Laredo has taken official legal action against Carranco. Filing a restraining order against the Lomas property, which is a real estate company owned by Chindo Carranco. The city is suing for Carranco to remedy the property's poor, hazardous condition. How are you going to do that? Unless you spend $4 million, or that's probably just a low ball figure. The only thing you can do with that thing at a particular point is tear it down. Nobody wants it. It's a public hazard and a great big ass eyesore. Everybody's property values around there within 6 blocks. It would be only behoove their property appraisal to get rid of that building. So anyway, no one's going to buy that. They're going to be fighting him like several $1,000s per day. So I've known Chindo for a long time. I think he's all he wanted to do was buy the building for dirt cheap, which he did, and turn around immediately and sell it. But it didn't work out that way. 10 years later, 15 years later, or whatever it is, he still owns it, and it's still falling apart. Day by day, a little bit more every day, falling apart. So it's a public nuisance. And the city of Laredo needs to step in, condemn the property, take over the property, and then if they have to bite the bullet, tear it down and use their own people to do it. Because if you don't use your employees to do it, By the way, I saw a truckload of the City of Laredo employees the other day on the corner, and they were all standing around with their hands in their pockets. Get their asses over to Mercy Hospital and start tearing the damn thing down, and use our own people to do it. It might take a long time, but that's the way I would do to save the taxpayers' money. It's already been sitting there for 15 years. I think Chindo bought that property like the first or second year that I was here. In 2002 or 2003, I can't remember. But it's been a long time. So condemn the building, because it should be condemned. And I'm sorry, Chindo, but you're just going to have to bite the bullet on this one. You made a bad investment. And that happens when you invest your money, you could lose your money. And you don't want to lose your money, I understand. I get it. But it's over. You had some plans at the beginning, right after you bought it, but nobody wants anything to do with that property anymore. It's been sitting there, rotting. And it's a dangerous place. It's a health hazard. The building's full of asbestos. You can't just go in there with a wrecking ball and plow it down. You're going to have to take it out brick by brick. And you might as well start doing that now. And the City of Laredo should just take it over. Don't buy it, just take it. Condemn it and take it. For the betterment of the community or the neighborhood, condemn the building and take it, and then you must go through all these people that want to be involved in tearing it down must go through a training course on how to tear down old buildings full of asbestos, get certified for doing that, and start doing it. Or bite the bullet and spend $4 or $5 million of our taxpayer money. How did this happen? How did this come to us? I tell you, whoever owned Mercy Hospital before Conifer sure got out with a song, didn't they? They knew what they were doing. They're going like, okay, we'll sell this building for practically nothing to this guy because we know what's going to happen in the future. So they got out. They were the smart ones, and Chindo wasn't so smart. Let's just put it to you like that. All right, here's a number 441-1040. Got a lot of comments on the house over there on Wallace Street. Do these people ever do anything right? How do we elect these idiots? Alex Perez. Caught stealing yard signs from his competitor last election. You remember that, don't you? What did they do to him? Nothing. He's a shit camera. I think they ought to drug test the guy. Surprise, surprise. I wonder what they'd find in his bloodstream. I they'd find something. It's these expressions I never hear. You gotta be on crack to put that kind of deal together. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart. Maybe he's gonna have his pocket lined up real good. And I'm getting old. All the little subcontractors, you know, cousins and uncles and friends and stuff like that. Okay, you take care of the electricity. Bobby will take care of the plumbing. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's
You're trying hard not to show it. But baby, baby, I know it. You lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Now there's a welcome look in your eyes when I reach for you. Girl, you're starting to criticize the things I do. It makes me just feel like crying. 'Cause baby, something beautiful about it. You lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa. Baby, baby, I'd get down on my knees for you. If you would only love me like you used to do, yeah. We had a love you don't find every day. So don't let it slip away. Baby, I make you feel. I need your love. I need your love. Yeah, bring it on back. Bring it on back. Bring back that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Bring back that love and feeling. 'Cause it's gone, gone, gone. And I can't go on. Bring back that love and feeling.
Texas Radio Network. Good morning. Good morning, James. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. I think that Aaron is saying that our signal is, how's it, Aaron? Is the signal good now? You know, I just have to just back off of this damn thing. But
Good morning, Aaron.
I don't know why I'm so hard-headed. You know, I can't. You know, people keep telling me your microphone's too hot. You're over-modulating. So I don't think I'm over-modulating now. Let's see what he says. Anyway, our telephone number 44110. You guys got to keep me straight. I'm getting old and I can't think straight anymore, and I'm just losing it. Obviously, right? There was I'm looking at this accident report. Fatal crash. A 30-year-old man was killed Sunday morning. You know, 30 years old. And the accident happened at 3 in the morning, Sunday morning, when the EMS crews responded to an accident with injuries reported at the intersection of Santa Ursula Avenue and Chicago Street. Probably alcohol related, I would think, wouldn't you? At 2:30 in the morning.
More than likely.
More than likely. I mean, I'm just
odds are on it.
And then one of the let me just put it to you this way: the 30-year man died, and the other guy ran.
That's sad.
He ran away from the scene of the accident.
As if they wouldn't catch him.
Well, yeah, of course they caught him. He was probably drunk. I'm assuming. I'm alleging that he was.
Well, what else would you run?
I mean, why else would you run, right?
Flee!
Now, you can understand the guy that crashed his vehicle into the Rio Grande River. You know what they call that? That's called a splashdown. You know, there's been over 100 splashdowns in the last 10 years where the cops are chasing somebody that they think has marijuana or drugs in their vehicle. So they find a place. I don't know where these places are that they find they run vehicles into the Rio Grande and then they swim across Mexico. And sure enough, there's 3 big bales of marijuana here. And a blue Ford Explorer drove the vehicle into the Rio Grande in order to avoid being arrested on Friday. It's called a splashdown. And,
well, you know, cars aren't amphibious.
No, they're not. But I guess they think that once they get into the Rio Grande, they splash into the Rio Grande. The police aren't going to get out of their vehicles and go chase them. And so most of them get away.
Because the cops don't want to get wet?
Yeah, the one guy got caught here because I guess he couldn't swim. But yeah. New school price tag is Laredo. You remember that bond passage not too long ago? United Independent School Districts bond, millions and millions of dollars. It was $409 million bond that voters approved back in 2013. That's right before I left the city of Laredo to go take care of Dad. And so now they're building another school. It's going to cost $16.8 million. So far, the bond money is being used for what it was intended to be used for. And I don't see any, I'm looking at the balance sheet here. I don't see any. Was there any raises giving for school teachers? Administrators. Okay, I see. So they rob Peter to pay Paul all the time, and they hide this stuff, and you can hardly find it. You have to be like a forensic accountant to find this stuff. They say, we're not going to use the money for raises. But they do. They just funnel it through various avenues.
The back door.
She came in through the back door window. L&F Distributors founder receives national award. Joe LaMantia Jr., founder of L&F Distributors, was recognized Monday morning at the National Beer Wholesalers Association. Isn't that wonderful?
Wholesale beer.
Legal drug dealers having a convention. Anyway, I mean, as long as it's legal, right?
It's socially acceptable to
It's socially acceptable. Yeah.
I don't
know why, because I used to drink a lot myself. I don't know why I feel like I'm just so totally against alcohol now. I don't know why. I think I've lived through some things in my life here recently that have made me that way. It is 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock. What do you have for us today, James Stephen?
Well, yes.
Anyway, how y'all like James Stephen on the radio? He's never been on the radio. I think you're doing pretty good.
Well, yes, we're sort of busy in the world of baseball.
Baseball.
The Houston Rockets. Astros.
The Houston Rockets. Wait a minute. Weren't they called the Rockets once upon a time?
The Astros? No.
Who's the Rockets basketball team?
Yeah,
see, man.
Yeah, that's what I was
laughing at
myself.
The Astros.
Well, they polished off their team, and they
polished off what team?
The team they were playing.
Well, who's that?
They were playing.
You don't know, do you?
They
caught you, didn't they?
Yeah.
You don't even know who they were playing. See, the only problem with James Stephen is he wants to do sports, but he doesn't know the teams yet. Who are they playing? You don't know. That's okay. They were just playing another baseball team, right?
I don't know how it slipped my mind, but they were 5-4. And they won the series 3-1.
Okay.
They were playing the Boston Red Sox.
All right, there you go. Boston.
And the L.A. Dodgers, they won last night, in the late game, 3-1.
We're Dodgers.
Los Angeles Dodgers, and they won their series.
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for. Actually, they're going to be waiting for Houston.
Yeah. So why don't you put the paper in front of you instead of looking to the side? That way.
Well, I'm trying not to read the paper.
Well, it's okay if you know. It's okay.
I know you see the football game last night, did you? Minnesota?
No, I boycott football. I don't.
That's right.
Because those guys
are a good game.
Kneeling down. I don't like that. I was in war, and those assholes weren't doing anything but playing football all through high school and all through college. And they have no respect for the flag. If they want to protest, that's fine, but do it on your own time. Do it where it's appropriate. It's not appropriate at work, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
I agree with you.
So they can all kiss my ass. I was in war, saw the results of war. I was not an actual combat soldier or anything like that, but I got to see. As a matter of fact, my last assignment was second to my last assignment was taking back about 78 dead soldiers on the C-5 Galaxy out of Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and so it's not. Some of those things just kind of wear on you as you travel through life, and it's a very disgusting. And I just hate these people, these football players that are so spoiled and pampered. I have making millions of dollars, and they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're kneeling for. Somebody said kneel. Okay. I have a list of stuff here, James, about, I did a little research on the NFL over the last 10 years, how many are arrested for DWIs and all that stuff. I'm looking for it now, but I'll find it in a little bit.
Well, I have a little side on you might like.
And domestic violence.
About sports. Well, the lady that got all pissed off for ESPN, that got pissed at Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Her name is Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill.
She's a man. I Googled her yesterday to see what she looked like. You talk about Bow Wow.
And, the main part of
how she gets attention.
The part that you want to hear is that our friend Al Sharpton, he sounded off about her 2-week suspension, saying that it was unfair.
Oh, of course. It's racist.
And was calling for a direct boycott, like she said. Just it's fair if they want to do that.
Well, she called for a boycott against the advertisers on the Dallas Cowboys.
That is correct.
And the Dallas Cowboys advertisers actually increased their business with them, and they cut their business with ESPN. That's the only reason why ESPN suspended her. They only gave her 2 weeks off, so she's on vacation. They should have fired her, is what they should have done. So, she's out there spewing on her mouth, and advertisers are pulling the plug on ESPN. And I hope they continue to do so, because she's nothing but trouble. Oh, yeah, Al Sharpton, that was she got suspended for that. How racist.
Oh, yeah.
So if I picked your back pocket, wouldn't you get a little pissed off?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it would have been me in charge, I would have, I don't care who it is, anybody that caused that kind of turbulence, they would be out of my business permanently forever. Yeah, and what else?
Oh, we have
who's playing tonight? Oh, I just love this time of year because...
Playing today in baseball.
Yeah. I love that baseball this time of year because
Washington and the Cubbies.
And the Cubbies. But I saw the Cubbies win last night, and I tell you that there is no finer baseball fans than Cubby fans.
They're very dedicated.
Oh, they are like totally paying attention to every little thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
They've last year was the first time they'd won the series since 1908.
Yeah.
Ridiculous number.
They're looking forward to.
They want to repeat.
They want to repeat, don't they?
Sure. And no better place for them.
We're really having a good morning this morning as far as people listening. at the numbers here. I'm going, wow, what? Yesterday was just so bad. Yesterday was a holiday, and I've been looking at the numbers every day. By the way, Aaron, are you listening out there? How's the audio now? Is it pretty good, or? I think it's pretty good. I just have to be more disciplined about this. Everything sounds hot to me because I have to turn the volume up real high on the headphones because I can't hear. You know, I can't hear, I can't see, I can't walk. You know, I can't even take a crap anymore, hardly. You know, I'm just dying.
You tried, stool softeners?
I gotta get. I've been taking stool softeners. I'm gonna start having to plug the old hole, you know, with some Operation H or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's about a great big grease ball, you know.
Glycerol.
Is that what it is?
It's glycerol of some sort.
It makes it easy to go to the bathroom.
Well,
I call them sliders.
And you thought that was a hamburger?
I call them sliders. Before it was a hamburger. Now it's a preparation suppository.
Hey, thanks for that visual.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not afraid. You know what? I'm not afraid to make fun of myself. I think the audience likes it too. And a lot of it's satire. A lot of it's just not true. Okay.
Yeah. What else I wanted to say was you may not have heard about it, but an offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins was caught
snorting cocaine. I heard about that.
Yeah.
He filmed himself snorting cocaine.
Yeah.
Why would he do that? Here you have, ladies and gentlemen, pays you $600,000-700,000 a year. Assistant coach must about that, right?
Just an offensive line coach, but still,
how much?
He's in the low six figures.
Say he makes $350,000 a year, and he's snorting cocaine
on
video for the world to see. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
And he'll never get another job because of that. Yeah. I would think he would.
He'd already been demoted from Miami. He had been offensive coordinator.
How can you coach on coke?
It's I don't.
It's
very. Well, if you need to be excitable, you don't need cocaine to make you excitable to be a good coach.
I know, right?
But
who played last night on the football?
We had Minnesota in Chicago.
Who won?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Anything else you have?
20-17, but there's a couple of very interesting aspects of that game, if you saw it. And it was the sneak punt for touchdown for Minnesota. This is very interesting. Guy caught the ball and just chucked it down the field.
Tricky play, huh?
He just chucked it down the field. Dude ran about 50 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, be darned.
And then later on...
Too bad I didn't see that.
Later on, Chicago was going for a 2-point conversion, and they did a trick play no one had ever seen before.
Does anybody really give a crap?
But it was very interesting, though.
Really? It was very, but you would have had to see it for it to be very interesting, because just hearing you talk about it,
right?
I want to like stab myself, you know.
Well, I mean, the quarterback got the ball, and he gave it to his tight end, and the quarterback ran around to the right, and the tight end tossed him a shuttle pass, and the quarterback just waltzed right in.
What do you think about this Harvey Weinstein? This turned into a real big story, man.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know who this guy was. I never heard of him because I don't keep up with Hollywood, you know.
He's quite a big shot.
Well, you know, it's all these big shot movie people. Since the movie industry started, you had to screw your way up to the top. I mean, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And he's blaming the industry standard, if you will. Of course, this is the 21st century, a new millennial, and now he's being exposed. But this is about ongoing abuse, serial abuse of women by a prominent Democrat Party fundraiser, bundler, and donor, if you will. very, very powerful man within the Democratic Party. And the thing about it is, what's making this such a big story is everybody knew what was going on. This guy was no secret. The Clintons knew, and they were taking tens of thousands of dollars from him. Yeah. Obama knew, and he was taking tens of thousands of dollars from him. They all knew. They all looked the other way. And the Democratic Party, all about the rights of women.
Well, there were a few people in the movies that also looked the other way.
Yeah, everybody looked the other. And then here the drive-by media picking on poor old Bill O'Reilly. Come on, and Roger Ailes. Yeah, well, those two can hold a candle to Harvey Weinstein. And you look at the effort to destroy them compared to the Democratic Party's overwhelming effort in ignoring Harvey's little deal and propping him up. Sometimes life is just not fair.
Not if your name is Harvey Weinstein.
I tell you, folks, here's the thing you need to learn from this. The left doesn't care about you. I've been saying this for a very long time. The left cares about power, and so does the Republicans. They have their own little club, but they don't care about you. Either party. The left cares about power, though. I mean, how many times have I told you this? And now here again is a perfect example. They don't care about people. Yet, they own the image of being the only people, the Democrats, who do care about the people. That's what they like to project. It's the left that owns compassion, and only they have compassion. Conservatives, Republicans are cold-hearted, mean-spirited, racist, sexist, bigots, homophobes, and on and on and on. And the people on the left are the compassionate ones. And oh, how they respect and hoist up women. And oh, how they are such big-time sponsors of women's causes. Yeah. Oh, and how they defend women at all costs against the overreaching behavior of so-called conservative predators. When in fact the real predators, James Stephen, the heavyweights, are in fact on the left. This is my summation. That's why the left stayed silent and even lied. You could go all the way back in history. Lied for Ted Kennedy. Lied for Bill Clinton. Hide and shut up. The story will vanish. Just shut up.
Yeah, it usually does go away.
They love the game of hide and lie. So what do you think of I mean, they're so compassionate, the Democrats. That's what they want everybody to believe. But it's like I don't know if this would be a reasonable comparison, but it's like they're so compassionate and they're so worried about us, we the people, that they wouldn't even let anybody see the Affordable Care Act before it was crammed on our roads. But don't have to be on it. Just us. Mm-hmm. The left stays silent or lied about baby butchers at Planned Parenthood. By the way, there's a new story out about 20-week abortions. And they say a fetus at 20 weeks is up the size of a banana and has actual feelings. And it suckles and everything else while it's in its mother. I mean, it's like, wow. It's like living. What is living? Yeah. And that doesn't want to give up the 20-week abortion plan, and that's going to be resolved within the next week. Wow. The House of Representatives.
How are they going to resolve that if they can't resolve a tax plan?
Well, that's the Republicans. That tax plan is dead in the water too, I think.
It's their job, though. I mean, it's their job's on the line. Is what I mean.
But it's just with the They just claim to be champions of great causes, and it's just not true. I mean, if you look at groups, look at victims, they claim to be protecting and looking out for them, like the black folks. Ask yourself, how is life for people in those groups right now, the black community? And I pick on the black community because they're the ones that are victimized, in my opinion.
Well, they're not doing.
I don't know why they follow. I don't know why they follow this party. I don't know why anybody follows any party, for that matter. I think you ought to just stand up on your own 2 feet and start thinking for once. And you know, the black folks, and they're angry, and a lot of on a lot of issues. I don't blame them for being angry. I really don't. They don't have any jobs. They are in inner city. Their schools are in shambles. I mean, on and on and on. This has been going on for years and years and years now. Are they partially to blame? Of course. But they are routinely angry and unhappy and discontented. And they are constantly looking for the Democrat Party to make it better, and they never make it better. For 50 years, African Americans in this country have complaining and whining about you name it. And the Democratic Party has been promising for 50 years to fix it. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and nothing ever changes, really. The same complaints, the same misery, the same unhappiness for 50 years. I remember back in LBJ day. I'm that damn old. And ditto for Latinos, ditto for the Hispanics, you know. And what would you say about women now who are investing in the Democratic Party, thinking it's the Democratic Party that looks out for them? Obviously not in this case, but all these women are starting to come out, Harry, and say, look, he did that to me too. This guy was a monster.
He's much out his way. All kinds of weird stuff with him.
But yet,
Russian escorts and all sorts of stuff.
Well, it's like I remember Bill Clinton told. I remember when he told what was her name, Juanita Broadwick, when he popped her in the mouth. He said, just put some ice in it. Put some ice on it." So, folks, that's how much they care about it. Put some ice on it. Do you remember that? Now we have Harvey Weinstein's unintentional war on hypocrisy. Over the past few decades, I think a lot of people have become numb to the left's numerous hypocrisies because they're never held accountable. Look what they did for Bill O'Reilly, and look at the media that he got. But now Harry Weinstein also did something to somebody over there in the New York Times, because they're dropping this guy in the grease.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, too, because finally they're putting a lot of media attention on this guy, which they wouldn't normally do. But every now and then something happens, like this guy. And it's just so big. It's such a big story. You have all these women coming out, shining the light on him. So how can you ignore this? But Democrats are known to protect their big donors and the women who protect their men at any cost, right, Hillary? Look what she's done to anybody that Bill is headed down. Let's say.
Stand by your man.
Stand by your man. You don't want to mess with Hillary. She'll kick your ass. She'll ruin your life. You'll be dead. And I'm sure many people have wound up dead, from what I understand. Think.
Well, I think who you're referring to was a case of suicide.
Oh no, there's many others though. I mean, there's a whole string of dead people in the wake of the Clinton family.
Really?
You didn't know that? Shall I go over some with you?
Sure.
Well, let me. I have a paper on that.
Okay.
I need to pull up, but it's an interesting conversation.
In the meantime, you want to talk about Sergio Garcia for a second?
Who's Sergio Garcia?
The Masters golf champion.
Oh, Sergio. I like him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Anyway, he and his company of 15 years, TaylorMade, it's a place that makes golf clubs.
Yeah.
And balls and other accessories.
Golf
balls.
Yeah.
They had a 15-year, multi-million-dollar relationship that TaylorMade, for some reason, has just basically walked away from. They I don't want to say fired
James
Sergio, but
he doesn't have the endorsement anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Well,
even though he won the Masters.
When we talk about sports, let me just give you a hint. What we do here on this program.
Mm-hmm.
We want trash. We want lots of trash. We want domestic violence. We want drunk drivers. We want, we want drama.
Yeah.
But when Sergio loses endorsement from a golf ball company,
but I thought since he's Hispanic,
I don't think anybody would really care about that. Right?
Well, you don't think that's racist?
I think it's damn racist.
Just
absolutely.
to fire somebody?
Well, we could now we could just spin that into racism.
Right. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me shut.
Okay,
let me shut up.
Doctor, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
I think that's racist.
Well, if there was some reason.
Who owns a golf ball company? Is it a white guy?
Made.
Is it a white guy?
It's a multinational conglomerate.
Why don't you look at the board of directors and see how many white people are on there? Racist bastards.
I'm pretty sure it's very lily white.
I am almost positive it's very lily white. I mean, I can't imagine anybody other than white people owning a golf ball manufacturer.
Or a golf course,
or whatever.
Or for golf.
What else is going on around here locally? We talked a little bit about the Conceal House, what a ripoff that is, but that's been an ongoing story for a long time. And I first said when that story broke, I said, how can the city of Laredo make a deal with a property owner that they will fix up the property, and then the property owner will give the property to the city of Laredo after we fix it up? It doesn't work that way. I said, that's totally illegal. So, but they voted for it anyway. But I don't think they knew it was illegal at the time till it went to the legal department. They said, you can't fix up property you don't own, dumbass. Would you fix up somebody's property that you didn't, somebody else's property? Would you invest your money into their property and fix it all up, make it real nice? Because the person said, well, once you do that, then I'll give you the property. Of course not. You wouldn't. That's bad business.
No, first you get it to them.
Yeah, it's bad business.
Then you let the city fix it.
That's bad business. Well, anyway, the bottom line is we bought it for $450,000. It's going to cost well over $1 million to fix it up. It doesn't have any electricity, doesn't have any plumbing, doesn't have any sewer. It is just nothing but brick and mortar of 1925 conglomerate piece of. I mean, the architecture is probably nice and like that, and I could see if you wanted to make it a historical marker, if it were downtown, where people that come to Laredo can go over there and take a look at it and walk through it. And but they want to make a coffee shop out of it, really? Have a garden out there and make a coffee shop out of it? It's over there off of Chihuahua Street, off the beaten path of anybody that comes to Laredo to visit. It's off the beaten path. Just like the VA Museum. Where do you get these people? They want to put the VA Museum over there by North Park. Nobody, that's off the beaten path. The original plans was to put it downtown or over by the airport. Who runs this town? And then they put a golf course 25 miles outside of the city limits. My idea was to take over the county golf course and completely rake it over and put a new layer of about 2 feet. Pack it in, make a new golf course. That's where you're flying into the city of Laredo. You can see that beautiful golf course. But no, we spend our money 25 miles out on Mines Road where all the truck is. That's real smart. I mean, it's like the only thing they could be doing is taking payoffs. Because that doesn't make any sense at all, the things they do around here. It defies common sense.
Well, maybe that's why they do it. You don't think that anybody
No,
would
they
believe
do it. They do it
anybody-
because they're lining pockets.
I know, but maybe they're being so obvious about it, so people would
No,
think
well,
that.
they don't have a problem with in your face. They just do not have a problem with in your face. Because these kind of people keep getting reelected. I'm not saying all the politicians in Laredo are crooked, but I'm saying the majority of them are. I've been around for 14 years. I should know. I would know.
Yeah.
But nobody, you have no transparency, no accountability. You have a newspaper that goes along, gets along. You have KGNS, which is almost, I don't know, laughable. They don't really report any of the hard evidence, the hard truth. I don't blame them because anything controversial, you can't be out there making money. Advertisers don't want to advertise like on this show because it's controversial, but that's what the show is. It's about getting the facts out there or getting opinions out there and having the people get involved. You know, we use this program as a platform for the citizens of Laredo to have a voice. They don't have a voice with the LMT. They don't have a voice with the TV stations or any other radio stations. All the other radio stations around here, all they do is play Mexican music. 95% of all radio stations in Laredo play Mexican music, which I think is, I guess it's okay. I mean, it's a free country, right?
Well, it's where the market is, and they do have a country western.
No, it's not where their market is either, because they don't make any money. The idiots that run these radio stations in Laredo, I don't even know how they stay afloat. Oh, I'm sorry. I do know how they stay afloat because they hire people for nothing.
That helps.
Anybody can work at a radio station in Laredo as long as you fog a mirror, you know, and and weigh about 350, 400 pounds and fog a mirror and here's $9 an hour. That's what DJs make here, $9, $10 an hour. They don't make any more than that. And they play, and you listen to the stations. They don't play a lot of commercials, except for like 98.1. They play a lot of commercials. I think the number one station, and that's an English-speaking station. So, and when I first got down here, I said, why don't we have a country and western station? Because they cannot make money in this town. I said, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Country stations make money anywhere they go.
Yeah, there's more country stations
so when you have,
anywhere in the United States.
That's
more
right.
than anything else.
You have merengue, Kumba, you have all different stations playing the same thing. They're not making any money. They should have, anyway. Yeah. It is what it is. Anything else, Mr. James Stevens?
Out of state news, if you want nastiness, I got nastiness for you.
I want some nasty.
Okay, there's an Oklahoma man.
I like nasty.
There's an Oklahoma man. His name is Henry Piede. He's 62 years old.
Yeah.
And he has held his 19-year-old stepdaughter
okay,
hostage for as a sex toy for 19 years. Well, okay, she's older than 19, obviously, but this started when he was 11 years old, and
so what are they going to do to him?
They just got him.
He's from Oklahoma?
Yeah, somewhere near Tulsa.
Oh.
And,
how'd they catch him? Did she say something or what?
She escaped or something.
Okay, but he had her prisoner.
He was literally a slave.
Wow, I've heard stories like that before, but not in a while, not for a long time.
And not in Oklahoma.
That's crazy. That's some crazy crap there. You know, what's wrong with people these days? I mean, you know, you have this mass shooter right there on shooting people, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to clean it up?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I would do to clean it up. If you misbehave like that,
up against the wall,
and you get caught, no, it's torture time. That's up against the wall's too easy.
Yeah.
You know, I want to put you on an end of a fishing line on top of a crest where there's a volcano, and I want kind of send you down there a little bit and then bring you back up, then send you down there a little bit.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I like rat in the can too. You know rat in the can?
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, you just have to lay on your back while I strap a.
Okay, and
I give me a Folgers coffee can, and I put a really hungry rat in it. Okay, and then I put it on your belly.
And you strap
the rat can't get away unless he eats right through you. That's a Vietnam torture method.
Mm.
And you will talk. You feel those little rat teeth start plowing through your stomach? Imagine.
That makes water torture look like a walk in the park. Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Yeah. How'd you like sound effects?
Very impressive.
Sounds all right. Let's play. Somebody wants to hear Traveling Wilburys. All right, here we go. Welcome to the program, South Texas Radio Network. Yeah.
Being beat up and battered around, being sent up and I've been shut down. You're the best thing I've ever found, and only with her. Reputation changeable, situations horrible, and only with her. I'm so tired of being lonely. I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody got somebody to lean on. Put your body next to mine and dream on. I've been bobbed up and I've been fooled. I've been loved and ridiculed in daycare centers and night schools, and only with her. Being stuck in a post, terrorized, sent to meetings, hypnotized, overexposed, commercialized, and only with her. I'm so tired of being lonely. I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody got somebody to lean on. Put your body next to mine and dream on. I've been uptight and made a mess, but I'll clean it up myself, I guess. Oh, the sweet smell of success, and only with her.
South Texas Radio Network, Traveling Wilburys. What do you think about Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, said that any player who disrespects the flag will not be playing for the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I'm glad he said that.
Now, why would Jerry Jones say that? I have a theory. I think Jerry Jones wants to save his business. You know, while nobody's looking, the NFL is in a world of hurt, and it really
Their
is.
ratings have dropped.
They are no longer, according to a polling data that I've been looking at, the country's national pastime. They are no longer the country's most favorite sport. They're not even in second place. This is a monumental decline, and it began, you know what, James, it began before the current player protest began. It began with the sports drive-bys, focusing on concussions and making movies out of it, I think. Now the players' unions has.
You don't think checking for concussions is a good thing? Making sure players aren't screwed up for the rest of their life?
Well, I don't think making movies out of concussions is a thing. You know, because I don't know. What do you think?
Making movies?
Yeah, they made a couple of movies already of football.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one of them you're talking about.
Yeah. Now the players' unions, of course, I don't know.
Well, believe me, if the players' union had a big problem with the concussion thing, it would have reared head by now. I mean, I think they're all in accord with it. So.
Well, I think they've also, the players' unions have become very political. And I'm looking at their donating to primarily the Democratic Party. You know?
Well,
why would you do that? I mean, if you have a business, why would you pick one side over the other? Why don't you just be neutral? So now the NFL has become very political.
Well, maybe if people you're representing, the player union is, the NFL is 70% black, so if you want to draw a comparison there or a correlation. It's a union that represents mostly black players, and the black players vote the way you think they vote, and that's probably why they pander to the Democrats. It's one.
But what are you really doing? What these players are really doing is attacking the very business that has not mistreated them, the very business that has made them very wealthy and gives them opportunity like they would not ever have anywhere else. They are attacking and damaging that business. It doesn't make any sense. And Jerry Jones isn't going to put up with it, I don't think. He's going to do what he can to save his business. Now, a lot of these players are mad at Trump. They think Trump has attacked them. They think Trump attacked their rights. But that's not what's going on. Donald Trump is not the problem. Donald Trump actually was at the head of the line trying to warn the NFL that its business is in trouble if they don't get their arms wrapped around it.
Right.
And I just don't know why you would want to poo-poo your own mess kit.
Well, folks...
No, not some folks. The majority of the NFL players they don't even know what they're doing.
They're just
they're followers. They're followers. Yeah. And they're following big fat... Yeah, if you want to protest, don't follow a lie. You think that the white man, the police, are mistreating the black community, then go out and spend your money and go do something about it. Get groups together. Get the conversation going. Get the arena of ideas going. But they're not going to spend any of their money. They're going to use their platform that they're using is like pooping in your own med kit. I mean, why would you do that? That's just dumb.
Well, it has been suggested that they take their argument and put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, and this guy, what's his name? Patrick or whatever?
Kopechne.
Whatever. You know, here this guy was raised by a nice, Ozzie and Harriet white family. Because nobody wanted him. So the white folks took him in. Pampered him.
Oh, they took care of him.
Took care of him.
Put him to school. And
brought him through school. Got him going, you know. And he's fighting for a cause. He has no idea what it's like to be in rural America, or rather inner city America. You know, fighting for your life every day. I feel the pain of people. I really do. And I think they have an argument. But they come together, and the people that they look up to, the football players and the sports people, they need to get behind their communities, but they're doing it in the wrong way. You know, all you're doing when you protest at your place of work it's just bad for business.
Any kind of negative publicity like that is bad.
It's just bad for business, and it's not your constitutional right to protest while you're at work. I can imagine. Can you imagine going into your workplace? Like if you go, say you work for a company and your boss is Jewish. Like my boss at Hollywood Rubin was Jewish. Okay. So what if I went in there and started
making anti-Semitic remarks?
Yeah, that's my right because it's free speech.
He'll hand you a bagel as he's firing you.
I remember
severance pay.
I remember one guy went in there and was arguing with me about prices on a fairly decent sized order where I had to get Dan Lautman, the owner of the company, involved. And this guy didn't know that Dan Lautman was Jewish. He says, I said, and he looked at me and he goes, "Why are you Jewing me down like that?" I said, "I'm not Jewing you down." And Dan goes, Jewing. Did you say Jewing? I said, "Yes, sir. That's what he said. Jewing." He goes, "Oh, okay." But because of the order was like $35,000 or something, he just, you know, as soon as the guy left, he just blew up. But he wasn't going to lose the sale. But, you know.
Right. He kept it to himself.
If I would have said that, if I would have said to the customer, I said, "Why do you keep Jewing me down in front of my boss?" I would have been out the door.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's a trivial example, but it's just the only one I have. All right, it is 20 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Somebody wanted to hear the Beatles and the Nowhere Man on the program this morning.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me?
Corporate song.
Nowhere man, please listen. I don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command.
Patrick guy, making all his plans going nowhere. I like it. It's nowhere plans with nobody. You know, the reason why, you know, a lot of these guys are saying, his fellow football players are saying, well, you know, the league is discriminating against him and this and that and the other. The bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, he's washed up.
Right.
He can't play anymore. But he wants him because he can't play anymore. That's why. It's not because they're discriminating against him.
Right.
From what I understand.
His numbers have gone way south.
I mean, he was just an overnight sensation.
I believe he was.
That one season.
Kind of like RG3.
There was RG3, exactly. There was this guy that was, yesterday, he tried to go through the Columbia Bridge. And the Mexican authorities got a hold of him. He had over 10,000 rounds of .40 caliber bullets in his vehicle. Now, you know, with 10,000, actually they counted all the rounds. It was 10,534 to be exact.
In case you were wondering.
What is that?
I didn't do that.
Where's my tape player? What is that? Is that who was that? Never mind. Over 10,000 rounds of .40 caliber bullets in his vehicle with 3 firearms. He was an American citizen, and we will not be seeing him for a very, very long time.
Yeah, they treat bullets as just like guns in Mexico.
40 caliber. That's a pretty big slug, right?
Yeah, but it's not a very popular one, is it?
Well, I think all the Border Patrol and Customs people went from 9mm, and they went from there. They said that the knockdown power wasn't good enough. From what I understand, they went to 40. I don't know what they're carrying now. They might be, you know, I prefer 45s myself.
Those knock down.
Yeah, those are good ones.
If he doesn't kill you automatically, he'll bleed to death. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And by the way, yesterday would have been John Lennon's 77th birthday.
No kidding.
Had it not been that fruitcake in New York.
Really? Wow, it's been a long time. I remember when that happened. I was watching Monday Night Football.
So was I.
And Howard Cosell was on, and he broke the news. Howard Cosell. That was like 1982. 1980. Wow. 1980. I was still in my 20s, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was living in Houston, Texas. All right, here's the telephone number, 441-1040. How are we coming in now, Aaron? Are we coming in all right, or does it sound better? I'm backing off. I don't see messaging me, so it must be good. We are the South Texas Radio Network. This is the Laredo Citizens for Good Government under that umbrella, under the St. John Radio Productions. And after the program, we stream classic hits for 22 hours. A high quality 128 megabytes per second, or kilobytes per second, I should say. Very high quality audio, so you might want to put on your earbuds and listen to us on your smartphone. You can get the app from, if you have an iPhone, you can get the app, of course, from Google Play Store. The Apple app is coming by the end of the week, I promise. Isn't that right?
That's what they say.
Isn't that right, Aaron? Are you listening, Aaron? So Aaron's taking care of all. He's the technical side of the business. He's got all. He's the whiz kid. Whizmeister. All right, we got here about 12 minutes away from the top of the hour. We got to get on out of here. We'll play a little bit of the Rolling Stones, and don't forget to like us on our Facebook page. This is Donald Trump's.
He likes to play at his rallies. Have you noticed that?
I don't think the Rolling. I think the Rolling Stones, they didn't like it.
Well,
couldn't stop him.
There were a number of bands that filed suit using music before REO Speedwagon, one of them.
Really?
And yeah.
Y'all have a great day. REO Speedwagon. he's still alive. Rolling Stone's still alive.
I saw her today at the reception, a glass of wine in her hand. I knew she was gonna meet her connection. At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you are sometime, you might find you get my abuse, singing words gonna vent our frustration. We don't gonna blow a 50 amp fuse. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. Will you just find you get what you need? I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy. A man did look that ill. We decided that we would have a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry red. I sung my song to Mr. Jimmy, and he said one word to me, and that was there. I said to him, you can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. No, but if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. Oh yeah. It's just my fire. It's just my fire. What you need. Oh, yeah. You can't always get what you want. No, baby, can't always get what you want. Standing in line, can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find, you just might find that that's what you need. Another night slowly closes in, and I feel so